Okay, thank you. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms Scaddan, for appearing. Must be about 10 to 6 p.m. New York?
It is, yes, exactly.
Okay, let's get started. On what basis do you categorise a statement or an action on climate or a climate system as misinformation and disinformation or lacking in information integrity?
Well, I think that we have very clear scientific consensus around climate change. So anything that is undermining the scientific consensus as laid out by the IPCC and the legal frameworks we have for taking climate action would be considered to be false information. I couldn't say if it was mis or disinformation. That depends.
Thank you. To make claims that climate is changing due to human carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide from human activity, would you agree that one needs scientific proof?
As I just said, yes, and we have the scientific consensus around climate.
Thank you. So what constitutes scientific proof?
That is not a question I'm going to answer here. As I've said now several times, we have very clear scientific consensus around climate change, its causes and its impacts. Okay,
consensus is a political aspect. Scientific proof is the scientific aspect. So isn't scientific proof simply empirical scientific data within logical scientific points proving cause and effect? Yes or no?
Scientific consent, I can't answer questions about science. It's not something I've studied. But scientific consensus is not political. It refers to 99 out of 100 scientists agreeing on scientific evidence and interpretation of that. So that is my understanding of it. But you'd have to ask a scientist to explain it to you.
Thank you, Ms Scaddan. We have amassed 24,000 data sets on energy and climate amassed from around the world legally. There is no data at all that shows there's a change in climate, only inherent natural variation in cycles. On what specific basis do you claim climate change? Consensus?
I can point you to the work of the IPCC, which is the UN body, as I'm sure you know, that delivers our scientific evidence and consensus around climate.
Thank you very much. I'm well aware of the IPCC. I've read the first 5 reports. One of my staff has read the 6th and final report. Nowhere in that report, in any of those reports, is there specific empirical scientific data proving logical scientific points and proving cause and effect. Could you point me to, take it on notice, a specific location, page number, chapter number, within a report, and give me the authors, where we have empirical scientific data and logical scientific points proving cause and effect? Just give me one.
Could I just stop proceedings at this point in time? Senator Roberts, we're asking about climate disinformation and misinformation and about it.
Exactly.
We've asked Ms Scaddan to come on to talk about a global initiative, a multilateral approach. You're now going to your usual line of questioning around whether climate change is real or not. Please be relevant to the terms of reference. Otherwise, I'll rotate the call.
Well, just on the
this is fundamental to misinformation.
Yeah. One nation are a bunch of climate deniers.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's what this is demonstrating.
Everybody.
That's what this is demonstrating. Climate deniers and delayers. You've not learned your lesson from multiple elections.
Okay, Deputy Chair, Senator Roberts, let's just calm. We just be respectful.
I wanted to make a point of order,
Senator
and I think
Kennedy.
Accusations and imputations about other senators are certainly not in order. But on the point of order, the inquiry is about climate misinformation. So I think a question, in terms of your point about the terms of reference, a question about whether or not climate change is something to take action on, clearly is a threshold issue about whether to take action on misinformation.
That's not a point.
It's clearly within the terms of reference.
It's a substantive issue. Point of order. You're not making a point of order.
Ms Scaddan, have you heard of a man called Maurice Strong? Yes or no?
I don't believe so. I can't tell you for sure because I meet a lot of people.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. To the terms of reference.
He used misinformation and disinformation techniques working within the UN. But you're not aware of him, so I won't ask him more questions. If someone gets scientific proof, then the next thing is to establish a policy basis, correct?
That would be the logical step.
Thank you. To set a policy to cut carbon dioxide from human activity, we need to first quantify the specific impact on climate, such as temperature, rainfall, natural weather events, storm frequency, duration, severity, per unit of human carbon dioxide. Do you agree?
Senator Roberts, what's this got to do with misinformation and disinformation? Could you reframe the question, for example, like Senator Canavan did? Would that be an example of misinformation or disinformation? Ms Scaddan's not here to answer your questions on what is scientifically verifiable or not. She's here to talk about misinformation.
I'm not asking her to verify. I'm just asking her to verify the logic, and she's done half of it already.
Well, no, this is way outside the terms of reference.
You've got to understand the basis of misinformation and disinformation, Chair.
Well, why don't you frame that question that way then?
As a basis for understanding comments about the climate action, whether or not it's real, what aspects of it, we use scientific proof. We've agreed on that. To address climate action, to assess it for misinformation, disinformation, we need to understand the policy basis. We've semi-agreed on that. What is the policy basis? What is the specific impact? Point to me, I don't expect you to know it, but point to me a location, specific location, page number, report, name, that shows the policy basis for climate action.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer this. If you don't expect me to know it, it's a little surprising that you're asking. However, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't know the specific page, paragraph, number or point, but I am happy to follow up and send you the relevant IPCC reports and pages that would give you the scientific consensus on climate.
Wonderful,
Last question, Senator Roberts.
That's great. That's great. When you're replying, Mrs. Scaddan, please give me the specific page number of the scientific proof, which is the empirical scientific data within logical scientific points proving cause and effect, and then please give me the specific impact of human carbon dioxide on any climate factor as policy basis.
Okay.
The specific location.
That is noted.
Noted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Scaddan.